Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you this week is some more lore videos, character-specific lore videos, and I would like to apologize firsthand if you can hear the air conditioner in the background. I kind of have to have it on because it's over 90 degrees right now, and I don't want to sweat all over my recording devices. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. The character we're going to be covering today is Kilik. And of course, these character lores are not going to be based on the old games. They're going to be based on the new reboot. So that being Soul Calibur 6 only, because the timeline is completely refreshed, everything has changed, and the characters have new backstories and lore, which is why I'm doing these videos. We're going to be doing some more fun ones next week, talking about Malfested stuff. But I just wanted to get this basic stuff out of the way in the intro before we actually get into that stuff. So let's start with Kilik, who obviously appears in Soul Calibur 6, and we're going to call these all like new appearances because it's a rebooted timeline. So even though they've been characters in the past, they aren't really the same per se because of the changes. So that's a little bit confusing. I just wanted to preface the video with that, just in case so people could get a better understanding of where we're coming from with this. But his nickname is the Destiny Awakened in this game, and I believe it was in the past too. I'm not sure. I actually think it's just Destiny Awakened in this one. But we start off in Soul Calibur 6, and we're going to talk about his home first, and we're going to get into the Ling Sheng Su, which was a temple famous for its martial arts practices. The monks there took in Kilik, who was abandoned as a child, and raised him to be a proficient fighter. Although he never truly knew his family, he looked up to Jiang Lian like a sister. Both orphans, they were rarely seen apart, would train together constantly, to the point where a bond between them was stronger than even that of siblings. They grew into proficient warriors, and their efforts were rewarded with them being chosen to inherit one of the temple's 3 sacred treasures each. However, on the night before the official handover ceremony, fate began to stir. That day, the evil seed smothered Liang Shengsu with evil. That was the day that Kilik killed Chang'an with his own hands. Who knew how long had passed since then? In that time, Kilik had trained beneath the master swordsman, met Maxi, Shanghua, and a man who could be either friend or foe. Having fought through so much and overcoming great difficulties, Kilik now found himself locked in battle with Nightmare. Determined to break himself from the shackles of his fate, with Shang Yu's help, he conquered the evil overlord and fulfilled his mission to destroy Soul Edge. The scar on Kilik's cheek infected by Jianliang served as a permanent reminder of all that had happened. However, for the first time in a long time, his heart was as clear as the blue skies over Ostrainsburg. So we do have some differences, obviously, in what's going on in the new timeline in the past with Kilik, especially Kilik. He's like one of the stronger ones that the timeline is different for, because now he has that Malfested form that he can control. Well, there's 2 parts of it. There's the regular possessed, and then there's the controlled possession, which is the second form, which he does in combat with his critical edge and whatnot, where he's aware of going on. Think Dragon Ball Super with Master Ultra Instinct, and then Master Ultra Instinct Omen and Sign, respectively. So that's how I look at it anyway. Like, I see Kilik's original form as kind of as Ultra Instinct Sign, and then I look at the Mastered Ultra Instinct form as like his aware of his possession, pretty much. He can control it. So Ling Shengsu, the arts of the rod and stuff like that is all a little bit different as well. So we're going to get into the history of just the rods, which are the treasures of the temple, obviously. So many different fighting styles have originated in China, but the country's rod techniques hold a special place among them. In fact, some hold that the rod was humanity's first true weapon, and the way that the rod predated even hand-to-hand martial arts. Among the many rod styles surviving in China today, the techniques of Ling Shengsu are said to be among the most refined and powerful. The rod is large and a difficult weapon to master. However, freedom of movement, effectiveness at any range, and offensive and defensive capabilities make it an appealing choice over other long weapons such as a spear. Ever since the tragedy brought by the evil speed befalling Ling Shengsu, Kilik has kept the Kali Yuga firmly by his side. As the final successor to Ling Shengsu's techniques, he devoted himself to his training and is currently studying the esoteric techniques under the legendary warrior Edge Master. So it's a little bit different from the past, and I just wanted to cover some of these and then give my thoughts at the end, which is now. Do I like the differences in Kilik? I think that Kilik started out to be one of the main characters of the original Soul Calibur series. It was always kind of pushed back and forth whether the main character was either Kilik or whether it was Sophitia. So it's gone back and forth over the years, and they've both kind of been relegated and pushed to the side, especially when like newer characters have come out, such as Cassandra, for instance. But I really wanted to really dive into the lore of this game because we're kind of starting fresh, and I do like the new directions that they've changed it, especially with Kilik and his new being able to control this malfested state, or this like cursed possessed state. The Evil Seed never really did much along these lines before in previous iterations of the game. Don't get me wrong, they did have influence, and they did have people that were by their side chasing them just like they do now. It's the, you know, the obvious cast of characters such as like Ivy, Talium, all those, Tira, Astaroth, but we already know all that. I like how they're bringing this whole like malfested presence of possession into the gameplay. We see it with Hilda's father, we see it with Grow, we see it with even ourselves in the Libra of Souls modes, we see it with now Kilik. The ability to control the astral chaos and to kind of make it your own and give yourself like kind of a Super Saiyan power up for all intents and purposes, as long as you can get past that rage. So if you don't get past the rage, you either die or you become complicit and become a puppet of the sword. Or if you control it, you can kind of carve out your own destiny and kind of use its power against itself. And I believe we're going to have a handful of chosen warriors who are going to be able to do that. I think Sophitia might actually be able to do this in the future, and I'm going to get into that next week with my Malfested series, because she does have the evil shard close to her heart. I do not think that it's going to kill her. I think it's going to transform her, similarly how it does with Kilik and Grow. And I believe we're going to have our main cast of characters for like this ultimate battle, which is pretty much going to be the rewrite of Soul Calibur 5, in my opinion. So with that being said, I just want to bring today's video to a close, and tomorrow you can look forward to another awesome lore video. I'm going to keep that character a mystery until then, so hopefully you can get excited for that. This week we are going to be doing these special new lores, and then next week I'm going to be covering the Malfested, and then maybe we'll get back to lores after that, but I really want to get into the Malfested stuff, but there's some things I need to lay out groundwork for before we can get into those videos. So with that being said, guys, stay tuned for a special self-sponsorship, I guess you can say. A lot of you guys have been begging for merch, and it's here, so hopefully you check it out. It's a little pricey. I'm sorry I didn't choose the prices. But as always, guys, thank you, and thick you. Hey, what's up, guys? Have you always wanted some sweet Mark Yoon merch? Maybe a thick U shirt, maybe a shirt from Squirt, maybe my pretty face with my logo all over your body, or a throw pillow, or blanket, or anything? Well, you're in luck, because I just launched my merch store, and it is going to be available on Redbubble, and you will find a link to it in my description box down below. It's got a lot of quality content and a lot of good stuff for you to pick up, so you can show your support for the channel and just rep Mark Yoon. Alright guys, as always, thick you. More.